In Lynnwood. For those here with me and those online, this is our time of quiet meditation where we make ourselves comfortable and grounded, our feet on the floor, our hands open, and take some deep breaths. And let us go into today's meditation with a word from the daily word, which is kindness today. Kindness is the language of my heart. Kindness is the language of my heart. And we rest in the silence. And gently, gently come back to where you are. Take some deep breaths. And we remember kindness is the language of my heart for myself, for my family, friends, for each person I encounter. I emanate kindness and keep my heart open. And so it is. We give thanks for you here today. We give thanks for you online. We give thanks for Reverend Richard, Matthew, Cameron, Michelle, Jerry, Marion, all the helpers, all the people that show up and keep their heart open and share so generously. Amen.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. Everything I've ever done, everything I've ever seen, everything I've lost or won, everything I've ever dreamed has brought me here to the present moment, here to a new beginning here, and I'm seeing life so clearly now. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
Please join with me as we center ourselves together. If comfortable, close your outer eyes to focus inward. With slow, deep breaths, we align body, mind, and soul. Here, we remember our deepest identity as inseparable pieces of one unknowable source. We feel into and settle into connection. This morning, I celebrate my capacity to feel another's distress, that human quality we experience as empathy. In recent days, I've seen images of human suffering, homes destroyed, lives lost, towns leveled. I feel helpless, I feel sadness, I don't have words. But somehow, yet again, the very best of human nature comes shining through. I hear storm victims celebrate their opportunity to turn and help others, to save lives, and they radiate joy. This morning, my intention is to keep my view on the amazing human spirit shining as love, as compassion in action. I am part of an awakening. That I automatically hurt when others hurt reveals a deep, deep interconnection among all life from which no one can be separated. As I celebrate the human spirit in action, I am inspired. Today I affirm, I am the guardian of the energies that move through me. I can transform my pain, my sadness into care and loving action. Wherever I am, I can be of service. Wherever I am, I think thoughts that support life. I am part of the human family. And so it is.
Here I go, deeper, deeper, deeper than I've ever been before. Here I go, closer, closer, closer to my sacred source. diving in to a deeper kind of love, to a sweeter kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
Please feel free to sing along. Matthew will lead us as we welcome our youngest members this morning.
You are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. You are the light, you are the light, you are the light in this world. And I shine, and you shine, and you shine, sorry. And you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. Yeah.
Good morning. Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you. I'm Stacy. I'm the Youth and Family Ministries Director here at Unity in Lynnwood. It's just nice to be back with all the kids up here. Okay, so I'm actually not going to give the announcement today. Today we have an announcement from Zeno.
Hi, my name is Zeno. I, along with my good friend Ace, who helped plan this, who couldn't make it today sadly, would like to invite all teens to a super fun Alice in Wonderland themed outdoor escape room in Everett, followed by a lock-in right here at Unity in Lynnwood. This will take place on October 29th, starting at about 1 p.m. There will be prizes, so come in your favorite Alice in Wonderland themed attire or don't, and come have tons of fun. For more details, please contact Stacy at unityinlynnwood.org.
Nice job.
It's going to be a really fun event, and all teens, even your friends, everybody, come and join us. It's going to be super fun. Okay, can I ask everyone to stand and join me in a blessing for the youth? You are the light of the world. Let it shine so bright.
And as the youth exit, please remain standing and greet one another while respecting our sticker colors. We are the light, we are the light, don't be afraid. We are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. We are the light, we are the light, we are the light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. It's been a long time coming, right? It feels good. Thank you all so much.
Still floating a little bit on the positive energy. I want to thank Stacy. Of course, Stacy's left the room, so I will do it again when I see her in person, and you might too. Just thank Stacy for reminding us that we are the sower of seeds and the tenders of the future generations, and they bring us joy and vitality. So nice to have the children back with us this morning. Good morning, Unity in Lynnwood. Whether you're right here in the sanctuary, whether you're right here in our virtual community, we welcome you, and we're so happy that you're spending your Sunday morning with us. My name is Linda Babin. I will be your platform assistant for today. Our welcome to you is genuine, and it is broad, and it extends to everyone. We are an open and affirming community here for people from all backgrounds and all lifestyles. People come here for many reasons, maybe inspiration or reassurance or companionship or maybe fun. All those things are available here. You can hear it. And all that, and soul-satisfying music, which I can't say without touching my heart. And obviously initiating a round of applause. Beyond our Sunday services, if you go to our website, you will see something happening on most days of the week. About a dozen years ago now, when I arrived here, I quickly joined a book study, which helped me make connections and find that sense of belonging. It has been such a pleasure in recent months to see a lot of new people step up quickly to become leaders and active volunteers. And I do want to thank everyone, all of you who have stepped up so quickly, but all of you in service at Unity in Lynnwood. It really is true. We make it happen. I know many people find our Sunday services grounding. This week was another tough news week, and I have my boundaries, and I have my promises to myself, and I have my protections. I try to go for the big picture, but this week was harsh. Even when things happen that cause me to feel small and powerless, I crave a place where I can come and connect with others who care. I always know where I can find that. And I'm going to make a suggestion now, just as I wrap up my welcome, that we just take a very few moments to still ourselves in order to hold all those people affected by Hurricane Ian in our love. This certainly includes anyone here in our community who is concerned for a friend or a loved one, anyone on our virtual pipeline. I think we've heard people coming in from Florida. Let's, for about 30 seconds or so, pause and send our love. Thank you.
Bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through crying, I'm through waiting, I'm through hoping against all hope. I'm through longing for something gone that'll never return. I think I finally learned to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. I'm through grieving, I'm through dreaming that the life I had is ever coming back. No more wishing on someone's star that'll never be mine. I think it's finally time to bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know gonna be everything new. I've survived many times before, broken hearts and slamming doors. I'll be alright, yes I will, once more, just as I did back then. I'm gonna rise again, so bring it on. Everything new, everything different, everything true. I am ready for my next thing to do. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. Oh, I know it's gonna be everything new. Yes, I know it's gonna be everything new. Thank you so much.
Someone approached me this week and said, for the first 3 weeks of my attendance at Unity in Lynnwood, I thought you were the piano player. So let me begin today by saying my name is Dr. Richard Loren Held. It is the honor of an incarnation to serve as the spiritual director for this evolving, unfolding idea of oneness and possibility, which we together call Unity in Lynnwood. And of course, I am also the piano player. If you are a member of our virtual sanctuary this morning, we invite you to begin by opening your chat window. Let us know from what location you join us this morning. Allow us to welcome you. Practical spirituality, welcoming community, that admittedly short mission statement. Short in word, but deep in idea. Deep in meaning, deep in content. And so it is that every Sunday I like to remind myself of one of the supporting statements that we developed in conversation with your Board of Trustees beginning in late 2014. I invite you to eavesdrop on my reminding of myself. Today, I recall the first of 6 statements. It will appear on the screen before you. It reads as follows: we offer a metaphysical teaching which encourages regular spiritual practice, including prayer, meditation, affirmation, denial, service, and study. If you would like to pray with someone following the conclusion of this time together, Unity in Lynnwood is proud to offer a bevy. Now there's a word you don't get every day, right? A bevy of trained prayer chaplains eager to support you. That you might recognize these people available to you, I will invite them now to stand, please. You will find them in my general locale immediately following the service. If you are a member of our virtual sanctuary and you desire that same support, start the process by writing prayer at unityinlynnwood.org. Do include a working telephone number and expect a call from an anonymous caller, 12:15 or so Pacific time today. If you are new to Unity, if you are newer to Unity or to Unity in Lynnwood, today is your day. On the first Sunday of every month, we host what we call a newcomer potluck. Please join us in Friendship Hall immediately following this service. Meet a few key leaders. Greet one another. Bring your questions. We look forward to connecting with you. I'm so happy to see you. I am so deeply honored yet again by your presence today. You're welcome. So do I. I love to be here. Words of invocation. Take them in the manner best suited to you. You are welcome to read them enthusiastically, quietly, prayerfully, within, without. You are welcome to simply allow them to wash through you if you prefer. They read as follows, though imaged and named variously. There is a singular and eternal ground of being from which all life emanates and into which all life retreats. We choose to call this ground of being God. By extension, we come to understand that we are spiritual in nature, human in expression, and limitless in potential. Can you hear that too often? I hope not. Going on, we gather today to remember such truths, to celebrate our unity, and to honor all life. And so it is. Welcome, Dale from Lake Stevens, and Pascaline from Kenya, Karen from Poulsbo, Ursula from Cocoa, Florida. In-house audience, will you join me in saying, we see you. We see you. We see the truth of you. We see the truth of you. We see the light of you. We see the light of you. And we are honored by our shared journey. Virtual sanctuary, that's how we hold you today. Deb from South Jersey, who gratefully made it through the hurricane. Deb is also hosting our 12:30 virtual meetup. If you are a member of our virtual audience and you would like to participate in a Sunday afternoon informal discussion meetup, over the next 7 weeks, visit the calendar page at unityinlynnwood.org. Register, check your junk folder for a link, and you will have it beginning today. Deb looks forward to welcoming you. And I happen to know Deb in South Jersey well enough to say, oh, you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. I like to summarize the first two tenets of unity as God is and I am. God is and I am. Meaning there is one ground of being from which all expressed being takes form and into which all expressed being ultimately retreats. There are not two grounds of being. There are not two cosmic forces playing tug of war for your soul. Contrary to what you believed in elementary school, the devil didn't really make you do anything. There is only the profound honor of being an incarnate point of awareness within that one ground of being, an incarnate point of awareness, scorching through space on a blue-green marble, privileged with the temporary delights of multiplicity and the limitless potentials of freedom. Privileged. So if we must seek devils to blame for the conditions of expressed life, let us turn to the devils, to those lowest impulses within human consciousness, because that is the only place where they will be found. It was Unity co-founder Myrtle Fillmore who said the same thing this way: God is the only reality of us. All else is but a shadow that is cast by some foolish belief or unwise combination of thoughts. It's the poet Shalane Harkin who said the same thing this way: the worst thing we ever did was put God in the sky, out of reach, pulling the divinity from the leaf, sifting out the holy from our bones, insisting God isn't bursting dazzlement through everything we've made a hard commitment to see as ordinary, stripping the sacred from everywhere to put in a cloud man elsewhere, prying closeness from our own hearts. The worst thing we ever did was to take the dance and the song out of prayer. Made it sit up straight and cross its legs, removed it of its rejoicing, wiped clean its hip sway, its questions, its ecstatic yowl, its tears. The worst thing we ever did, she writes, is pretend God isn't the easiest thing in this universe, available to every soul in every breath. How's that for a poem? The worst thing we ever did is pretend God isn't the easiest thing in this universe. Whew. Isn't it amazing how the poets can often reach us in ways the teachers and the philosophers and the writers can't? So yet again this week, I'd like to welcome another community creative to the platform to share her unique ministry. Would you welcome Ann Bradford, please?
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nice to be here. I'll read 2 reflections. Ravens in the Wind. Several years ago, standing near a ledge at a scenic spot in Oregon, jagged cliffs caught my eye against the vivid blue sky. In those moments, 2 ravens leapt off a cliff into the gusty wind. They put on a magical acrobatic show, doing flips, somersaults, dive bombing, allowing the wind to be their guide. I marveled at their joyful, trusting spirits, leaping into the unknown as they did. How much practice did it take them to be so unafraid? Was there ever a time when they sat in a fearful, dark place, unable to move? I now realize that when I am in a dark place, there are undercurrents of wind shaping my spirit in ways that I'm not fully aware of. I try to remember that this is a place where I must sit before I leap. I wait for the inward nudge to leap, and when I do, trust comes. Out of trust, direction arrives. As direction arrives, I can then surrender. When I surrender, I can dance like a raven in the wind. Yay, ravens. What love can do. Love is the salve that soothes. Love is the ointment and elixir that heals wounds. Love helps stretch the mind and heart to embrace diversity, see oneness, to deeply know there is a unity beyond appearances. It allows us to embrace inclusivity. It is the sacred breath that transforms wounds into gifts. She is the thread of perfection that creates a beautiful patchwork quilt that can comfort all. Love cracks the ice of rigidity and melts rough edges. Love allows tears, fears, in the valleys of life without judgment, continually offering aid, guidance, strength, and grace in the midst of all things. Love yearns for us to deeply know the love we carry within. Love nudges growth, even when it is necessary to be in a void or stand still that we might not understand. Love walks with us on our own unique path of expanding into more and more love. Love softens the barriers of old, worn-out, grooved patterns. Love beckons us to remember that she is the presence that knows home and knows we all belong in the heart of her. Love is infinite.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for letting me see you in a new way. Thank you for letting us see you in a new way. So God is and I am, meaning there is one ground of being from which all expressed being takes form and into which all expressed being ultimately retreats. And because there is one ground of being, you, my friend, are of it. Because there is one ground of being, you are of it. You are the cosmic wave in the ocean that is God. You are the cosmic ray in the sun that is God. You get the point. You see where I'm going here. And this is important because if you are of it, then whatever its nature is, your nature is. And this doesn't mean that God is a gendered humanoid, complete with arms and legs, with favorite people, anger management issues, like us. Rather, as Deepak Chopra writes in the first chapter of the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, this means that we are pure consciousness like God. This means that we are pure consciousness like God. I say, welcome to week 1. Welcome to week 1. Unity would suggest that you are indeed a threefold being, meaning you are complex, complicated, you are multidimensional, multi-layered, you are strata and stratums simultaneously. It was the great author Walt Whitman who so famously said, and I quote, "I am large. I contain multitudes." Turn to your neighbor and say, "I contain multitudes." I contain multitudes. Oh, isn't that just fun to do? Unity would say that you are a threefold being. As a physical being, as physical beings, we tend to identify as that which can be perceived with the senses. We tend to identify as gender or age, weight, ethnicity. We might identify as a physical condition. Some might be heard saying, I am an asthmatic, or I am an addict. We tend to identify as that which can be perceived with the senses, using those words which society has given us to use. This level of identification can be the stuff of cruel nicknames, ridiculous stereotypes. I imagine anyone who has spent time in a middle school lunchroom or a high school gym class can relate. Unity would say that you are a physical being, yes, but that this is not the only dimension of you, nor is it the deepest dimension of you. It's simply the most visible. It's the facet of you which we can see, and we humans, we are sense-addicted beings. We love what we can see, what we can hear, touch, taste, smell. As mental beings, we tend to identify as thoughts, beliefs, visions and dreams, aspirations and talents, even developed capacities. Some might say, I'm a scholar, or I'm an expert, or I'm a lawyer, I'm a piano player. We might find ourselves saying, well, I am intelligent. I hold 2 degrees from the University of such and such. I've been published in the magazine of such and such. I hold an award from the institution of such and so forth. Or we might find ourselves parroting any number of low opinions handed us by careless people in careless moments. We might find ourselves saying, even if silently, I'm not the brightest bulb in the box. Or maybe I am not worthy. I'm not good enough, or I'm not capable. As mental beings, we tend to identify as story, as narrative. Who are you comes the question. Well, let me take you back to the beginning, comes the response. I was born a young boy in a rural hospital in Paola, Kansas. The snow was falling. The doctor was smoking cigarettes. That's a true story, actually. So unity would still suggest that you are a mental being, but that this isn't the only dimension of you, nor is it the deepest dimension of you. And you'll notice that from the dimension of you that is physical to the dimension of you that is mental, the dimensions become less visible. Our conversations become more abstract. Sure, we can experience each other as mental beings with thoughts and beliefs, visions and dreams, aspirations and talents, even developed capacities, but we can't really see those thoughts, visions, capacities. It might be better said that we see the evidence of them. We see the evidence of thoughts, the evidence of one's visions, the evidence of one's capacities. We see the fruits of their work, maybe. And you'll notice that from the dimension of you that is physical to the dimension of you that is mental, the goals change as well. Eventually, the goals of youth, the physical goals, food, shelter, comfort, these gradually give rise to the mental goals of adulthood, worthy goals such as expansion and expression and creation. The author Deepak Chopra highlights this, and I quote, progressive realization of worthy goals as one central marker of success. So if those pursuits which satisfied you yesterday fail to satisfy you today, well, Chopra says, congratulations. Congratulations. You may well be walking the path of success. If the work, if the beliefs, if the God that satisfied you yesterday fails to satisfy you today, well, congratulations. You may well be walking the path of success. So unity would say that you are a mental being, yes. This is not the only dimension of you, nor is it the deepest dimension of you. Unity would say, of course, that you are a spiritual being, made in the image likeness of God. Chopra would say the same thing this way. Chopra would say that you are pure potentiality, made in the image likeness of pure potentiality. Now, our Hindu brothers and sisters would speak to this progressive realization of worthy goals this way. For as long as the world of bodies and trinkets and sensory delight entertains us, go with it. It's fine. Enjoy it. But know this, eventually it won't be enough. Eventually it will fail to satisfy. Eventually the higher dimensions of you will demand to be recognized. And in such a realization, all common fears will vanish. Even that core fear that sources all other fears, even that core fear of death will evaporate in your remembering of your immortal nature. Eventually, you will be called to peer through the experiences you have into the truths you are. You'll be called to that grand healing of remembrance that declares, I might be rich or poor, famous, anonymous, popular, or otherwise, but at the deepest dimensions, I am of God. Or this, you might be black or white, male, female, gay, straight, or otherwise, but at the deepest dimensions, you are of God. We might be birthing, dying, laughing, crying, sowing, reaping, building up, or otherwise, but at the deepest dimensions of us, we are of God. And this is the real work behind any faith tradition. The real work behind any faith tradition is to point its people to a universal experience in which even that faith tradition no longer has a role, because even that faith tradition itself comes to represent separation and circumstance. The real work behind any faith tradition is the remembering of the deepest dimensions of you. We are like souls who have become so enamored with the physical parts we carry that we've forgotten the life that animates those physical parts. Souls who have become so identified with the thoughts we think that we have forgotten the mind that provides those thoughts. We're like souls with spiritual amnesia, yearning to remember our divine nature, yearning to remember that we too are of God. Now, in his defining of success, Chopra goes so far as to say that this, and I quote, unfolding of the divinity within us, that's the ultimate success. There you have it. Joel Goldsmith said something very similar. All prayers are really prayers for God. So Chopra's law of pure potentiality is a reframing of Unity's first two tenets, I might suggest. There is one ground of being, and you are of it. God is, I am. Now, how are we to approach this law of pure potentiality? Chopra offers 3 practices. I imagine each of them will conjure some iteration of, well, I knew that. I already knew that. And maybe at the same time, yeah, I knew that, but I could get better at it. I could get better at that one. Number one, the practice of non-judgment. This is your homework this week, you understand. Number one, the practice of non-judgment. Chopra reminds that our obsession with labeling things and people, circumstances as good or bad, as right or wrong, this does not foster a consciousness conducive to your success. He encourages a Course in Miracles mantra to begin your day. It states something akin to this: today, I shall judge nothing that occurs. Would you like to try it with me, please? Today, I shall judge nothing that occurs. Today, I shall judge nothing that occurs. This practice is particularly relevant to me. I, for example, might benefit from saying, today I shall judge nothing that occurs through the rest of this service. Today I shall judge nothing that occurs as I drive from the parking lot. I'd like to invite you to join Marion Justin tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. She will now wave enthusiastically that you might identify her. She will join you at the Edmonds Fishing Pier. For our first informal meetup, there's one following every Sunday service. Each is on a different day, at a different time. Do not give me these excuses. Non-judgment, thank you. See there, right there. I lasted 2 minutes and 12 seconds. The list of meetups can be found on the card that was generously placed on the seat near you. Please register for these. Marion will join you tomorrow morning, where you can experience the second practice. It is the practice of nature. The practice of nature. So number one, the practice of non-judgment. Number two, the practice of nature. Chopra says this. He says, the more tuned in you are to the mind of nature, the more you have access to its infinite, unbounded creativity. Number three, the practice of silence. Of silence. The practice of silence. He writes that like our constant judgment, our constant noise doesn't foster a consciousness conducive to our success either. So make a commitment to a certain amount of time each day simply to be. Simply to be. This is your homework, simply to be. Free from speech, free from activity. Yes, that includes your telephone. Let me be clear on that point. And if that monkey mind gets noisy, and this is common, by the way, if that monkey mind gets noisy, stay the course of whatever commitment you have made. Eventually, persistence will calm that monkey mind. Eventually, you will begin to recognize what Chopra calls that field of pure awareness. And it's from such a consciousness, week one, it is from such a consciousness that your greatest potentials can unfold, not in struggle, but in grace and in wonder. Now, Chopra suggests 2 hours for this third practice. Yes. One hour is an acceptable plan B for Chopra. I'm going to get you started this morning. I'm going to get you started with 5 minutes. 5 minutes of listening for that which exists between your thoughts, touching that. Take a deep breath with me. You will know when 5 minutes is complete because Matthew will sing you out of your time of reflection. So there's nothing to watch. If you're comfortable doing so, allow those sensory eyes of yours to close. Allow the breath to pour through your physicality, bringing ever-increasing sensation of openness and of slowing. 5 minutes.
Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul.
Thank you, thank you. I was going to ask if you're grading on a curve, but then I realized that that would be asking you to break law number 1. So I think I'd better just rely on my wise inner discernment. Would that be best? Okay. Oh, thanks to everyone who's participated today. Thank you, Anne, for sharing your poetry. It was lovely. The circle of giving and receiving and sharing that goes on here. We've received much already this morning, which tends to spur a natural impulse for giving. It's that cycle. We pause every week in order to bring attention to this fundamental law of circulation and flow, the natural order of things, and we provide our audience opportunity to offer financial support to the growing Unity in Lynnwood community. As I position myself now as a giver in this flow, I can be assured that through me and through my intentions as a giver runs a silent and creative power. My giving is a prayer. My gifts, given from an open heart, become an expression of a creative, spiritual energy. We want to make giving easy, and you will see a variety of options on the screen in front of you. If you would like information about Unity in Lynnwood's programs of regular planned giving or legacy giving, please write Dr. Richard directly. For those already participating in Unity in Lynnwood's Giver Circle, we extend a special thanks. For any and all gifts given in support of this community, we offer our deep gratitude.
All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. In sweet surrender, in sweet surrender. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. In sweet surrender, in sweet surrender.
At this moment, I'd just like to say a special hello to anyone who might be with us for the first time. I thought I saw a new face or two, so if you are new, if you wouldn't mind just waving a little hand at us. I don't see any waving hands. All those who are newish, we're just so glad to have you with us, and I hope everyone will be able to stay for our lunch here across the hall in the Friendship Hall to celebrate those who are the newest arrivals at Unity in Lynnwood, let's put it that way. Again, I'll just mention, for everyone's benefit, there is a lot of information at the Welcome and Information Station. Do stop by if you haven't recently. You might be surprised. You'll probably learn something there. I do want to say, for anyone who might be here for the first time who didn't raise a hand, if you stop by the Soul Things bookshop, we have a free little gift for you. It's called the Daily Word, and it looks like this. You can see it won't take long to read the little page that is the inspiration of the day. There are also resources in the backs of the chairs in front of you. I do have a few invitations before we close. And always I'll start with a reminder that if you're registering for an event, go to our website, unityinlynnwood.org. It's pretty easy to navigate, and that's the place you sign up and find out what all is happening. Please check out the many offerings, in particular, of Unity in Lynnwood's small group ministry. And I'll just highlight 2 events. Work, Pray, Eat is the men's retreat that's coming up. It's on Saturday, October 22nd, 9 a.m. Build community through a shared group project, spiritual communion, and then fire up the grill for relaxing barbecue lunch. Bring your lawn chair, work gloves, and an open heart for this special time together. This will be fun for all, and everyone is welcome, I assume, if you're a man. And finally, there's some little artwork on the screen here. On Friday, October 28th, there will be an evening of fun. This really sounds like a lot of fun. And don your favorite high roller wear. I haven't figured out yet quite what that might be because I don't think I fall into the category of a high roller. But there is a whole evening of events. So it will be a social hour, an elegant dinner, then followed by an evening of blackjack, roulette, craps, a variety table, photo booth, and dancing to a professional DJ. All these activities will be produced by the professionals of a company called Fantasy Casino Parties. Also, by the way, sponsored by the generous folk at Mill Creek Family Services. I want to relieve any anxiety by letting you know that these fantasy casino people teach us everything we need to know to do all this. So I suspect if you feel like you might be a naive subject like I think I might be, they probably have the most fun with a crowd like that. I'm making a wild guess. All benefits will benefit our general operating fund of Unity in Lynnwood. With thanks to a generous anonymous donor, all funds raised will be matched without limit. So 1-to-1, you spend $5, you've just donated 10. So that's quite exciting. Tiered tickets are selling quickly through unityinlynnwood.org. Finally, please contact Dr. Richard directly if you or your business would like to sponsor this event as we go all in for Unity in Lynnwood. And I might mention too, just as a bit of a teaser, there are prizes to be won here, and some very nice prizes have been donated. For example, a luxurious private dinner for 8, a home concert by Matthew and Richard, up to 3 nights at a Seattle Woodland guest house. So, come and see what might be waiting for you.
If you're a big winner, you can have a dinner for 8 at a wooded guest house with a home concert. I don't know, it could happen.
I want it all.
I like it too. Linda Babin, thank you. If you have not enjoyed your bookmark, a bookmark is something your grandparents used. You put it on the Kindle, thank you. If you would like to secure a copy of the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, you have 6 weeks left. It is an easy and enjoyable read. Marion, who will meet you at the Edmonds Fishing Pier tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, will also meet you at the gift shop immediately following this service, and she will sell you one that you might have an appropriate place for the placement of your bookmark. The mind tends to do this, doesn't it? Raise your hand if you can relate. When I get it all in order, then I will have time to be quiet. How am I doing? Chopra would say that it's the exact opposite. And isn't this often the way with spiritual ideas? They are paradoxical. Chopra says no. Start by becoming quiet. Then bring that self into your activities, into your responsibilities, into your relationships. Backward. Your homework then, non-judgment, nature, and silence. Visit the Unity in Lynnwood community discussion page this week. Let others know how you're doing with it. Share your experiences. Support the experiences of others. Let's do this together, shall we? I am so happy to be with you. I want you to know that. Leave today knowing that you, in real ways, are a high point in some guy's week, because it's true. Let's close with that same discipline with which we began. We call it prayer. Please choose the word that works for you. Let's close the outer eyes again, and let's just take a deep breath. And let us come into a bold knowingness that the God of our understanding is present. Whatever that is, the God of our understanding is present. The God of our understanding is present as it always has been. There is nothing we have done. There is nothing we can do. There is nothing possible that might challenge this bold knowingness. The God of my understanding is present. The God of my understanding is present. For me, this means that there is a wisdom. There is a wisdom ample to any sense of confusion. There is a sufficiency ample to any sense of lack. There is life, always life, as near as my next breath. The God of my understanding is at hand. And as we prepare to reopen those sensory eyes, to behold the world such as it is, the world of effect, let us not abandon this knowingness. Let us not abandon this consciousness, but let us bring it forth. Let it become the new lens through which we perceive that world, the new lens through which we engage that world, the new lens through which we be. So when you're ready, allow me to see that consciousness beaming forth from you. By opening your eyes. And let us draw this time together to a close, as we always do, with sung words of blessing, with sung words of farewell.
May the long time sun shine upon